He barks at and then attacks anyone who misspeaks or who misuses or misunderstands the Bible. He thinks he's helping out Jesus by keeping the heretics out. But all he does is scare the hell out of people. Not literally, just figuratively, unfortunately. The problem is that God never asked him to be a pit bull for right doctrine. God does ask him, and all of us, to contend for the faith. But he asks us to do it in a manner exactly opposite of the way my pit bull friend defends the gospel. We're supposed to avoid quarreling, to be kind, and to gently instruct people who oppose us. My friend's pit bull methodology illustrates the biggest problem with overzealous faith and the reason why it's so hard to self-diagnose. It's almost always true to Scripture, but it's not true to all of Scripture. It's partially right. It fixates on one area of God's will, for instance, defending the faith, while ignoring other parts, doing so kindly and gently. Unfortunately for most of us, when we think of having overzealous faith and being a jerk for Jesus, we picture someone with bad breath, bad theology, and no people skills. So it never dawns on us that we could be included. But the fact is, we all have areas of unaligned faith and incomplete understanding. We all have blind spots, and we all have sin spots. When the two mix, it's a dangerous combination. It's hard to get everything right. That's why I call those of us who step over the line into overzealous and unaligned faith accidental Pharisees. We've stumbled into a place we never wanted to go. Accidental Pharisees. No one starts out with a desire to become a Pharisee. They're the bad guys. We all know that. In the same way, no one ever looks in the mirror and sees a Pharisee. I've never heard anyone describe himself as a Pharisee. I bet you haven't either. The word always describes someone else. But the truth is that accidental Pharisees are made up of people just like you and me, people who love God, love the Scriptures, and are trying their best to live by them. The thing to note about accidental Pharisees is just that. They're accidental. They're like dinner at Denny's. No one plans to go there, you just end up there. So how does that happen? What are the early warning signs? What do we need to watch out for? The innocent and dangerous path. The journey to becoming an accidental Pharisee usually starts out innocently enough. It's often triggered by an eye-opening event. Sometimes it's a mission trip, a conference, or a powerful new book. Sometimes it's a small group experience that makes everything else feel like you've just been playing church. Or perhaps it's a new Bible teacher who opens your eyes to things you've never seen before. So you step out in faith. You make some big changes. You clean up areas of sin and compromise. You add new spiritual disciplines as you excitedly race off toward the front of the following Jesus line. But as you press forward, it's inevitable that you begin to notice that some people lag behind. And it's at this point that your personal pursuit of holiness can morph into something dangerous. A deepening sense of frustration with those who don't share your passionate pursuit of holiness. This is the critical juncture. If you allow your frustration to turn into disgust and disdain for people you've left behind, you'll end up on a dangerous detour. Instead of becoming more like Jesus, you'll become more like his arch-enemies, the Pharisees of old, looking down on others, confident in your own righteousness. That, of course, is a terrible place to be. But actually, it can get worse. If you continue farther down the path of contempt for those who fail to keep up, you'll end up in a place of arrogance. Fewer and fewer people will measure up to your definition of a genuine disciple. Inevitably, being right will become more important than being kind, gracious, or loving. Thinning the herd will become more important than expanding the kingdom. Unity will take a back seat to uniformity. And your metamorphosis will be complete. You will have arrived